Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
Hi, I'm Jason DeRoss.
As tall as I'll ever be.
It's very true. Welcome. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday. There's a lot of people in the chat ready to party.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
That's
happy
amazing.
Fridays. Lots of happy Fridays. How we made it, pals.
We made it. The week is done, in a way. We've lived through it. I look very tan. That is but not the truth. But I'll take it.
Shayla just, I guess she's just turned 30, and she just had her first ever positive dentist appointment. It takes us...
That's what happens in your 30s. You become friends with your dentist.
Yeah. I feel like COVID's blessed us in that way, where it's like, oh my God, I get to go to the dentist. Like, that's where we're at.
No, I'm not there.
Fair enough.
But I also don't have nice things. So that all makes sense for me in my life. Just not a dentist lover. I think they're weird and I don't get it. How are you, Jason?
Fucking great.
Really?
We decided today that we're not rated G. So I'm fucking great.
Yeah, we're not rated G. We have amazing guests. Really exciting. It's going to be a real fun time. I will tell you, I'm bringing in the energy of getting up early, deciding to have a shower, really get myself together for our lovely guest today, but no hot water.
Oh no.
But here's a fun thing about my landlord. She doesn't know that she has read receipts on her texts. So she's seen the concern. She's seen the follow-up message. I know that she's seen it.
Yeah.
But still no response. So
although, is that the same with WhatsApp? Because I don't think so. WhatsApp, you get those 2 check marks because you've said to me before, I know you've seen this, and I was like, I really didn't. I didn't see that. But then as soon as you send it, you get 2 check marks. I don't think you get seen it on there.
No, on the when you leave it on red, they go like, oh, she's read it at 9:30 a.m.
iPhones. Gotcha.
iPhones. Jason is an Android. That's why it's never going to be
an
an HD. He doesn't understand. So we have really exciting guests today. They are Winnipeg's finest. Hilarious. I had the absolute honor of being on their podcast. I've never laughed so hard, and I've never looked at Kevin Costner the same. And they're going to hang out with us all day. They have an upcoming comedy album. They're going to tell you all about it. And that is Dana Smith and Rory Fallis from Hunks Comedy.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome to my disc jockey fantasy.
How long did it take once you started the show to get the soundboard going? Was it first thing?
Okay, well, we had a podcast for a while, and all we talked about, and we only talked about getting a soundboard.
Yeah.
So that was it, and then we got the soundboard, and then we were disgusting ever since.
Oh, we gotta get one. Ever since I heard that, I'm like, we always have these big please welcome Stacey McGonigal, and then there's just nothing, and then we have to provide our own sounds, yay.
Well, yeah. So we are. Really
I believe we had listeners help donate to get us one.
Nice.
Yes.
It was a drive or whatever, and that was the big thing.
Yeah,
that
we were
so
just
kind.
Yeah, they could tell early on we were quite sad. And we were just
it was a lifetime ago, because I think that was part of This Dubs Thing, which was another podcast we did before this pandemic. So It's been another life.
And we were just please get us a soundboard, please. But it is funny when some people hear it and they're like, oh, so this is what this is. And we're like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's all this is.
Yeah. 80s DJ sounds. That's it. That's all we are.
But welcome and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
So, okay, so let's just get into the nitty grits. You are all such funny comedians. You have a comedy album, which is linked below, that everyone needs to get. Do you want to, tell us what's going on.
It's called Mouth Beef, which is just fun to say.
It's hilarious to say.
Yeah, Matt went on CBC and made the broadcaster say it a bunch of times.
10 times the host had to say mouth
so they were
beef.
So it's mouth beef.
Yeah.
Mouth beef.
I think halfway through
actually,
the
it's
interview.
pronounced mouth beef.
Mouth beef.
Yeah.
Ah. Yes, I said.
So tongue? No, mouth beef. Okay.
I like to think that mouth beef means different things to different people.
Yeah.
You know?
What does it mean to both of you?
At this point, it's lost all meaning to me.
Oh, yes,
it's just like the name of the album at this point.
To me, it's the album too.
Yeah.
Thank God. I don't want to hear your real answers because that's like the Beatles telling you if Paul's actually dead. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Mouth beef is fun, and I can't wait to get into a mouth beef. That's what I'm gonna just call an argument now.
That should be the next Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
It's a mouth beef. I'll have a 12-inch mouth beef. Yeah.
$5 mouth beef.
We're a big Subway crew here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're just waiting for the
Huge
sponsor.
Subway fan.
We haven't approached Subway in any way, but we're just waiting. We're putting it out there to the world so we get a sponsor.
You guys are gonna both be in one leg each of Jared's big pants.
Yeah. That sounds like Jared's dream. Are we allowed to make those jokes?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We found out today we're not rated G, so we can do whatever we want.
Yeah. Rory did ask if we were rated G, and I felt pretty cool to say we're not.
We're family friendly.
We're family friendly, yeah. But it's like that one kid who's like kind of like a rebel at school who's like, I don't care. I say bitch all the time. And you're like, oh, okay.
What?
But he says it like, bitch, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it to Mr. Waller. Say it. I will. Second
Then
period.
say it.
Second
Say
period.
it, Dylan.
We just wait.
I will.
Everybody, Derek's gonna say it to Mr. Waller. Second period.
But she's gonna freak. I don't even care though. You know what?
I remember we caught my cousin. She was at our house and she was in the bathroom for a really long time. So we were like, she's taking a huge shit. And then we went up to the bathroom like the creeps we were. And she was just swearing in there. And we were like, hey, are you okay in there?
Oh no.
And she was like, my mom said I could swear in the bathroom. And we were like, cool. We got to take a time out from like hanging out together because this is weird for us.
And she's like, yeah, you were listening to me shit. So I think I'd like that too.
I just love that was my aunt's idea of like giving her some freedom. It was like in the bathroom, you can be whoever you want.
There are little rules you give your kid, and then you go out into the world and go, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that one.
Oh, really?
Right?
What's the one for Charlie?
What is the one for Charlie? Because he's done it before where, this is a dumb one, but it happened once where, do you know the game Ladder Ball?
No.
Yes.
You take those
Whoa,
strings.
divided.
It's like a ladder, but you like when you see it, it's like you put two balls and there's a string attached to them, and you throw it and you try to ring it around the ladder or whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, I was at my parents' house and I couldn't get it out because it was stuck in the back. He's like, I really want to play, and I just turned around and started punching him and being like, "This is ladder ball." And then he went out and like someone's like, "Let's play ladder ball," and he just started punching.
I just love that you didn't want him to play that game, so you just started punching your son. Saying,
my parents said, "Go get it. It's in the shed." But I went into the shed. I was like, "It's buried behind all. It's like it's spring. All the lawn furniture's in there. I don't want to go back there and get it." So I just turned around. I was like,
son
"Ladder ball,
instead."
ladder ball." He loves it. He says he'll be in the middle of like the day and he'll run up to me and be like, "Ladder ball," and just start hitting me in the back.
He just refuses to hear the truth now. He's like, no. It's not a game lost in the shed. It's punch dad time.
It happened this morning. That's why I remember it because, my cousins were playing and my dad told him and he went, "Oh yeah, ladder ball." And he turned and he punched me as hard as he could. Anyways, he's gone. He's at a beach today.
That's nice. Very relatable story. I think we've all had that moment where our parents just punched us and said it was something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also love that we were like, tell us about your comedy album. And now Jason's like, anyways, ladder balls when I... we have Jen in the chat who goes, I got in trouble at Christian camp for saying the F word when I was 11. Religious squares didn't know how to have a good time. That's true. That's
At first, I thought Religious Squares was like a game they played.
Yeah, they just grabbed the priest. And
It's not how you play, Derek.
I remember getting in trouble at school because I was playing double dutch and then I fell pretty hard and just went shit. And I had to go to the principal's office and I was just like, I'm going to prison. I just felt really scared. Anyways, back to mouth beef. Okay, so who thought of the name? When is it coming out? What can people expect? All of that info.
Yeah, give us the behind the drapes information.
Okay.
Mouth beef was I think a group consensus.
Yeah,
of course.
Love it.
It's a line from the album. It's like all the titles of the sketches are like phrases from that sketch. So
That's great.
But like I remember writing that sketch too, and that also was a consensus.
I think so too. Yeah.
We were all like at the same time looked at each other and we were like, mouthpiece. So,
I love those moments when you're like writing a show and then you're just like, this is my life. Like I'm in my 30s and we're all discussing mouth beef. This is great.
Yeah.
How long is the fart? Is it too loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. We
It
love
doesn't matter because they won't get it anyway, but let's do it.
This fart's for us, guys.
Yeah.
We work hard enough. We get to laugh too.
Yeah. How many times have you been like in rehearsal and then you look at each other and go, we realize this is our day job, right? Like this is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And then we all pool our change together and try and get on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a show. We did a show where we the through line was drinking your own piss, and at the end we brought out little we brought out little champagne glasses full of sparkling apple juice for the audience to drink their own piss.
That's actually, did they do it? Were they like, yeah?
No.
Yeah, no, okay, I remember it differently. I
so.
remember them being like, oh my God, I love it! My own piss, it tastes so good. Nope, that was not how it went.
I don't think that's how it went.
So you're allowed to touch your audience members is what you're saying. That's
Yeah. It's nice in Winnipeg. It's different, which is great. I would love that to take off and just have like your fans come up to you and go, piss! You're like, yeah, man, piss.
that one weirdo that actually does it. They're like, no, that's serious. That was really it.
I feel so much younger.
It's like child's blood. Stacey said I'm not allowed to say that on this show.
Well, it was a bit of a leap and I don't think anyone went with you on that, but.
What do you mean? That's how you get younger, right? Inject yourself with child's blood.
That's
Inject? I heard it was bathing.
Yes.
Yeah, see, there we go. It's like through osmosis.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is how you put a stop. This is how you put a stop to a podcast. My voice is a record scratch. It's great.
No, it's just like when we have guests on and Jason will bring up child's blood. I always like watching the podcast back where everyone's trying to be really nice about it. And they're like,
So this happens a lot?
oh yeah, this isn't the first time.
It's not always child's blood. That's just an allegory for many other things.
I'm loving
Allegory's
just
not the right word.
I will say, since we've been chatting, everyone in the chat is really breaking down what they believe to be religious squares. Just different versions of a game where,
You remember that show with Whoopi Goldberg where it was like celebrity squares and they were
Hollywood
all
Squares, yeah.
Hollywood Squares. That's what I'm imagining. Only it's all priests or something.
See, I'm
That's
imagining.
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, center square is God.
Yes. Yeah.
but he makes Jesus do it, and it's like, oh God, okay.
I'm imagining like blessed chocolate squares, like a pan. It's all cut up, and it's got marshmallows, a graham cracker bottom to it.
The new body of Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember my mom took me to church because she remembered she was religious once, and we all had to go. And my sister and I were like, we don't get to drink this wine. We don't get to eat the crackers. We were so pissed because we were not religious. We didn't understand what was happening. And I remember being so jealous that I always wanted to do that.
I wonder what was going on in your mom's life at that time that she was, I got to go to church now.
It is true. And in
what
my
did she do
mind,
that week that was like,
yeah.
I got to go
Do you
to
remember?
church?
Do you remember the night before?
I don't think she ever told anybody, probably.
Yeah, it was just like, that's it. We're going to church. And we were like, what? When? I've never really thought of it from my mom's perspective. I got to make a call. We were just like, fuck.
We never went to church as with my family, but one time I had a sleepover, and then the next morning, my friend brought me to her super religious church, one where they feed you the wine and they give you the body, and then I had to be there like praying, and I was like 7 or something like that. I had no idea what was going on. I'd never been to church before.
Insane.
Yeah, that is insane. What did your parents say about that?
I don't know. It was like the early 90s. So they were like, who cares? Grow up. You know, you're going to go to church eventually. You're going to learn about church eventually. You're also going to learn about wine and crackers. So might as well be there.
I
if
mean,
you're gonna do it, do it
Shayla's
at the
saying
church.
this as if it happens commonly because she's like, "Oh, church after the sleepover, that's the worst."
Oh.
We've all been there,
Oh, it
right?
is.
I've done it. I remember 2 times
my
that
God,
happening, and it was
really?
like the worst. And then my parents had the gall. I wanted to go to this Bible camp because my best friend was going, and I was like
course.
10, and I couldn't be apart from her. And then when I came home, extolling the virtues of God, my family all made fun of me for a month until I stopped.
Mom, Dad, I'm religious now. Let me go with Kelsey.
I let Jesus into my heart, and you should too.
Those religious camps just seemed so fun. It was just a touch of God, but then it was like jamming out, horseback riding, swimming. I never got to go.
Hiding
Yeah.
your boners.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
lots of puka shell necklaces at a religious camp. Like there's
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot of instructors there that are
Bracelets.
just like, yeah.
And I remember a strange amount of teeth brushing. Like I think that we brushed our
Really?
teeth like 3 times a day.
Whoa. That's excessive.
I think they were, like,
It's in the
running out of
90s though, isn't
activities.
that the norm? Like 3 times a day was like pushed on you in like the
Yeah.
80s and 90s. Now they're like, that's too much. What are you
Oh,
doing?
maybe that was it because my mom was like, "Yeah, you came home with a whole bunch of God and real white teeth."
Was your whole family like, you're different now? Where
No,
are
they were
you?
just like, "Grow up, Dana." Like I'm the youngest, so they were like, "Shut up!
Once a
You're
week,
embarrassing
Matt.
yourself."
Yeah. You get one Jesus at the dinner table, and that's it. Ugh. Jay, you never went to a religious camp, did you?
I don't think so, but I did go to a Catholic school. Like I
You
was
did?
Yeah.
Did-
I mean,
did
they
you
didn't.
guys?
It didn't mean anything. Like, well, the only thing it meant is that you wore a uniform, so which was fine for me because I just bought like pants that were too big, and then was like, great, well, let's just go.
Yeah.
And then you had one class a day that was religion class, but it was like it was pretty much theory. It wasn't like you prayed. It was like, at least with my school, it was like you learned about all the religions of the world.
Oh,
Oh, cool. That's
it wasn't just
pretty
one
cool.
religion. It wasn't
No,
just Christianity.
it was. I think it was supposed to be, but I think eventually they were like, we can't do this. We're being funded by the government, and this can't happen." Or I don't even know if that was like, because apparently this happened during the time that I was there. Our principal and our religion teacher, both women, one of them an ex-nun, the principal, ended up like hooking up and moving in together. And I think that was like in a Catholic school, they were like, especially like this was in the 90s, and they were like, this can't be right.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Whoa,
Yeah, it was
was that in
crazy.
Toronto?
Just outside of Toronto, yeah.
Wow.
Cool. I've never
That's
heard
way
that story.
that's way more advanced than in Manitoba. I think.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to. I
I think one of them had to leave the school at that point. It wasn't like they were forward thinking. It was like, oh, this happened, and now it's like one of them has to move on.
Only one of them? That's
Yeah, you must decide. Oh my god.
What a night at a dinner table. Okay, so one of us has to go. Well, I'm the principal.
Jenny says one time at a church group, she convinced everyone to do an experiment to see what would happen if they microwave slices of watermelon, ended up setting the church microwave on fire.
I did not
me.
expect that.
No.
I know.
Was it the
We all went.
seeds, do you think? The seeds or the rind?
Yeah, what set it off?
Or did
I
you
don't
leave
know.
the knife in it?
Did she say slices or did they just put the whole watermelon in there?
She said slices.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'd love a follow up.
I'll follow up tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes.
No, we never went like in my small farming town. I didn't. No, there was no religion in any capacity. I had no idea what was going on. Even as an adult, I'm catching up. You know.
But it was a small town. But like I feel like I went to school in a small town, super religious.
Yeah, me too.
But I didn't. Again, I don't think I was a very aware child because the Lord's Prayer was just that set of words that you said every day before the school started, after the anthem, the national anthem, and then there was like, I was one of the like 2 or 4 kids that didn't have to go to catechism once a week or something like that, and so I just like sat with my cool teacher. And we just like did crosswords and fun stuff.
Played guitar.
Yeah, really. He probably did. He also was one of those cool teachers who had like a CD player and he played Ricky Martin. And he had a puka shell necklace.
Yeah, of course he did.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Of course he did.
La Vida Loca. I can't. Like, how does a kid come home and be like, oh yeah, me and Mr. like Anderson, we just like He got this like Ricky Martin CD. Can I get one? Like, can we go to HMV?
He said come by. He works there on the weekend. He loved it.
He absolutely looked like he worked at HMV.
He wants to start his own record shop, and if you just give him 20 minutes to explain, the business plan is exemplary. Rory, were you religious?
I wasn't, no, but I grew up in a small town as well, and yeah, everyone was religious around. So it was. I'm surprised to hear that maybe different small towns across the country.
Yeah.
Well, we did have a potato festival. And
We've heard about it.
Yeah, there was a parade, and there was so many Jesuses and so many different churches, but maybe just my
So what it
school
sounds
was-
like is that you were closed off from it in your own small town because it was very religious. If
Well,
the
I think
parade
there
had a
was-
bunch of competing Jesuses.
I think they were very religious. It would always be like the loser teen whose like mom convinced them. So we'd be like, Dean's Jesus. Like, walking down the parade, like, fuck off. And we're like, ah.
I love this. The idea is like turn the other cheek and it's like respect your neighbor, but it's like you start competing Jesuses and they're like, go fuck yourself, dude. Taking
Well, we
me
would be
down.
laughing because it's like, but our school, I think, was all criminals. Like, I'm pretty sure we were all just like, there. I mean, I left with no information about anything, really.
No pamphlets?
So, no pamphlets. Like, yeah, no books even. We rarely had to read. Like, I have no reference. It's true. I don't know.
I don't know. Did it become a movie? I'll go watch the movie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So maybe our school, I'll have to like ask my best friend and be like, were we religious or did I just black that out? Not sure.
No, I remember. I'm sorry. I'm just having this flashback of all these kids coming back to school after this like catechism. I guess it was Ash Wednesday, and they had a bunch of ash crosses drawn on their cheeks.
You're supposed to just
So
get one on the
creepy.
forehead, I think.
Okay, that's probably what I'm just remembering it wrong.
They were
Either that or they were like
crow, just like
I know.
it was upside down crosses, mind you, but
Yeah, I think we saw like an emo band or something walking around.
yeah, we had none of that in our school, but we did have a Catholic school, but we just thought they were the rich kids. Like that's how dumb we were. Like that's where the rich kids go.
Well, because they look like they're in prep school uniform.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it looks like a
my
private
God.
school.
I
Yeah.
so wanted.
But really, it's
uniforms.
just they all have to go at the beginning of the year to this place called McAllister's, I think it was called, and then you have to all go buy the same uniform, and that's it.
Here's what I love. We've invited you on to talk comedy. We're talking about religion.
Yeah.
Danielle's coming in the chat going, she was so extra on Ash Wednesday.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Full face.
Like she went full Ash. Like what
Yeah.
was this? Please tell us.
She just covered herself in ash and then drew this to have her actual skin.
Inverted, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't even ask. I just woke up like this. The ash just appeared. Yeah, I want to know what that was about. Please tell us. Please. So anyways, maybe for the next album there can be like a religious tinge to the Hunks,
Yeah.
Yeah,
potentially.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A lot of Jesus sketch figuring out how to say it plurally. That's what it is. Apparently.
Yeah. I will say Jen is saying this is the most genuinely innocent conversation on religion I've ever been a part of. Listen, I couldn't tell you a lot of things about religion, but I'm glad that we're all learning together. I want to transition. I mean, we can keep talking about religion. Any last points on it? How are we feeling current day? Are we okay with it?
I'm going to church after this, man. I got to cleanse myself.
It's true.
I had a sleepover last night, so I have to go to church.
The sleepover was always weird when you go to someone's house and then like their morning ritual just seems so freakish to you. Where
Yeah.
you're just like, can you guys come get me a bit early? Like I was, never a part of that. Never loved a sleepover.
The night was like so thrilling though. The night and you're like, we'll never go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you're like, ew.
It's so true. Like their cereal tastes weird. Like you're just
Oh
like,
no, actually that's another I remember that was the only place that I got to have sweet cereals. So I fucking loved it.
oh, you would have loved my house. There were no
I was about to say,
rules.
Stacey, you probably had inverted experiences, is what's happened.
Yeah, they were like lame. Like I was like, where's the beer?
I usually have Baileys in my coffee.
Yeah. I'm wearing like an adult woman's robe in the morning and it's like, morning, guys. Last night was crazy.
What time did you guys get up? It's 9 o'clock, for God's sakes.
I'm cleaning all the dishes. Oh my God. Jessica had a great night, you guys. Really happy to be 12.
I feel like at a sleepover when I was a kid was the only time I realized that I stunk as a child. The next morning it was like, oh fuck, we all stink. We're like three teen boys who smell bad.
Yeah, it smells like a hockey bag.
Yeah.
The
Gross.
basement after my brother's sleepovers were vile. I can remember them. You guys are disgusting.
Yeah. Yes.
What did you do during your brother's sleepovers?
No, we would have to leave them alone. But in the morning, like when they would leave.
No, I get that. Ew. It's just like this is a young Stacy with a bunch of like boys that are just a bit older than her in her basement. Like, were you curious?
No.
I mean, you watched him swing around on a skateboard outside on the tree, so I was like, maybe.
My brother had a skateboard outside, and they would swing around. But no, I was never interested. I never cared. They were only playing video games and like sweating and eating Doritos.
That checks out.
Yeah.
I've been to many of those sleepovers.
Yeah.
What was it like discovering you stink? What was that moment like?
Yeah.
It's just a weird sort of self-awareness that I don't even think I necessarily had at that age. It was just like, oh, it kind of stinks in here. But thinking back on it now, it's like I probably stank all the time. Like either like gross or like heavily cologned. So much cologne as a 13-year-old. Like you discover Calvin Klein CK1 and you're like, I need to wear all of this all the time. So
I also just love a quiet reflection of like, it sort of smells in here.
Except you were the only one that realized it. All the other guys were just like checked out. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be you, Jason, just stinking of absolute shit garbage. And you're being like, this is the time of our lives, right, boys?
Yet me now looks back and goes, he was right. He was right.
I feel like there was this one friend's house that I would always sleep over at, and I would always, no matter what, sleepwalk, and only at her place. And then I would barf a lot at night.
Wow!
Bring back all these memories of like being in her bathroom barfing, and then also sleepwalking.
Wait,
and
so
talking.
Would you barf from all the snacks, or would you just
guess
be barfing?
so. I guess so. It
Get
had
it.
to have been,
Yeah.
right?
Just lots of junk, especially if you were going and you were getting those sugary cereals. So that means your house was probably pretty healthy. It's like you go out and get like junk food.
Yeah.
Lots of junk
Maybe,
food.
but also it could be that I like barfed at home, but I don't have the memories. Like this stood out because I was like, where am I? You know,
This toilet feels different than the one at home.
I'm amazed they kept having you back.
I know.
Be
They
like,
left me though.
There must have been conversations of like, okay,
Yeah.
do you think she's gonna?
Yeah.
your friend is freaking me out.
Yeah.
Did
They
she
told me
talk-
the next morning that she was looking through the cupboards and saying she was looking for her tickets to Vegas. Literally.
Is that what you
my
did?
Yeah, I think we watched Vegas Vacation the night before.
I'm going to Vegas. I don't know how I would handle that.
Oh God.
Do you sleepwalk now?
No,
Not at
Nope.
all.
not at all.
Crazy.
Whoa. What were you navigating?
I don't know. I think it's just like poor sleeping, you know, like just bad sleeps will make me get up.
Oh, yeah.
I was jealous of the kids that could sleepwalk. I was like,
Of course you were.
well, it sounds like an adventure. You're like, oh
Yeah,
my
of
God,
course, there it
what's my
is.
body? What's my body doing in the middle of the night walking around? Like, I wanted to go
Jesus.
outside and be like, I wanted to wake up and be like, I'm in the park. This is fucking awesome.
We have uncovered on the last episode of this place in Toronto that kids used to go for their birthday called the MadHatter in Toronto. And it was this like insane man opened this business where it was just
Awesome.
open rooms, not decorated, just like you'd go in, parents were not allowed, and like the lights were off and you would pillow fight. Then the next room was like shopping
Well, there was
carts and
strobe lights.
strobe lights, and then the next room was like just shopping carts to beat each other, and then than a cake where you would just throw cake at each other and like get hurt and fight. And then you would get hosed down outside, winter or not, and then go home.
Go home in a hearse.
That's such a great idea.
Go home
Thank
in
you.
a hearse.
Yes. It was
In
the
a
best.
hearse? No, that's such a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But so Jason was telling us, and we were like, this sounds
They
terrifying.
didn't believe me that I was, because I went there as a child, and I was like, this is the best place ever. And they didn't believe me, but then we looked it up on the net, and there's like, it exists. And it did exist.
but
It
there's
was
black
for
and
sure
white-
brought down by a lawsuit pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
of course.
But, like,
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
But the photos are disturbing where there's like, it's black and white. I'll show it to you guys after of just shirtless kids covered in cake. And then there was this huge expose where like the kids are like, upon reflection, I think I was traumatized. The teens would be like, we're giving you nicknames and you can't tell your parents. And it would be like asshole Amy. Like they would
So the teens that like worked there?
yeah, they
Yeah.
would have to name the little kids.
It's
And we'd be
essentially like sleepaway camp, except it's just a few hours in like a hellhole.
Oh.
Wow.
See, I thought that it would be nice.
Jason thought
It was nice. I had the best. I was like, I thought people loved it. I was like, this is the best place in the world. And I went. It was great.
But then I was reading the article to Jason, and I'm like, they're describing the pillows you fought with as piss stained. He's like, don't recall.
We didn't know that as a kid. I don't know if it was piss stained.
Everything
Well, if the
was
strobe
fisted.
light is going on, you're not going to see it. You're going to maybe smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the kids that were smart grew up and became journalists, but the kids that loved it grew up and became me.
Well, a friend of mine, I was telling, he goes, oh, the Mad Hatter was like great. And then later yesterday, he goes, I don't know if it was so great. He started to just rethink everything. But anyways, it's just like the way that Jason sees like full trauma. He's like, it's an adventure. We gotta live through it. Why not?
I loved it.
Anyways, was there anything like that in Winnipeg? Because you're both from Winnipeg?
Yeah.
From-
right?
yeah,
Well,
from
both
outside
from
of
outside
town.
of Winnipeg.
Yeah. There was the dark zone, which was basically just laser tag.
It's just laser
Like-
I mean,
tag.
that's sick.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, we had that, and that was like, this is so cool. It's a big warehouse, and it's laser tag. Like just imagining pillow fights and cake fights within that. I'm like, that would be next level as like a 12-year-old.
No, I
of
hated
course.
it. I hated the laser tag stuff. I was like, too dark. Someone's trying to shoot me. I don't think so.
I think you'd hate
Give
the
me
Mad
Topo
Hatter.
Gijo's any day.
Whoa, what's that?
Well, that was a really fun place it was just an arcade studio
Yeah.
where you paid too much money to get like an eraser,
It was like Chuck E.
yeah.
Cheese. Yeah, without the mouse band.
Oh, then
and
I would
without the
prefer.
food.
Oh,
There was no food there?
No food, and it was a very dark room.
Okay, yeah.
It's crazy that
So it
for
was
kids,
an arcade.
it's always arcade, but with lights off. Spooky.
Yeah, it was a spooky arcade.
I was such a loser kid. I hated the night and like lights being off. So I would not. I'd be like, can we just have a corner where maybe a light on? I would not. Because in laser tag, there would always be like the bully that would grab you by your vest and just like shoot you a million times. And you're
Yeah.
like, all right, Rick. My God. I'll leave. That always happened. But anyways, I'm really hoping, maybe we can all go in on maybe a new Mad Hatter. We can give some rules and regulations and some boundaries.
Traumatize a new generation.
No,
Yeah.
there's no rule. No, that's the whole thing. See, I think
Yeah,
Stacey, you
I
grew
get
up a 36-year-old. So it was like these places were not fun for you because you're like, excuse me, what is happening right now?
Well, there is a story from the Mad Hatter where they go, so apparently there would be a cake on the table and they would go, do you want to eat that cake or do you want to fight with that cake or something? And a little girl just went, I'd like to eat it. And then she goes, and then I saw my cake get destroyed. So they ignored her and grabbed her cake and was just like, she was like, and that would have been me. I'd have been like,
Yeah.
you get some plates, a knife.
On top of it, they decorated it with hard gumballs. So it wasn't just like a food fight that was like messy. It was like you could get hurt.
This sounds perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
my
for
friend-
sure. The warehouse part with the shopping carts was literally just, they don't give you rules. They don't go, here's the game. They just go, they open the door and they go, there's shopping carts. And there's a couple of those big bins, like if you go to a Costco or something, it's just like bins on wheels.
Yeah.
Like you'd probably see the laundry of a jail and be like, oh, that's the bins that they use to cart around their laundry. That's what they do.
That's probably where he got them.
Yeah, maybe. And then you jump into it and you go, great. And you start throwing each other around and playing bumper cars essentially. But it's
Yeah.
like, if you were a kid and be like, you know what the best night of my life was? That time we were in the fucking parking lot at Ralph's and we just threw shopping carts around. They're like, great, we'll have a room that's called parking lot. And like, that's what they did. They made that up.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, we read Lord of the Flies. We don't need rules for this room. Put 12-year-olds in a room.
The kids will make up their own rules as they go. They will start the society as it comes around.
No, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I'm too afraid of getting hurt, it's that sounds like the name of the game there.
Oh, it's the only game. And then at the end they go, don't tell your parents if you want to be cool.
Yeah.
So the implication is you don't tell your parents. This is just for kids.
You all walk in as Piggy. Everybody, it's like.
Oh, yeah. And I imagine that the pillows were like barely full. So it's just like really whipping,
They were
rather than soft light pillows.
My memory is, because my memory's not great, but what I remember them is like, if you had like an old couch with like big tubular sort of pillows on the back of it, that's what you would use.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
There was even like corduroy ones and stuff, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So like, when you get people, it's like
Big zippers.
That's why when they said piss stained pillows, I was like, I don't know, like they were black or brown or whatever already. They weren't like white pillows that you have on your bed.
No, they were foam. There was no pillowcase on them. They were just foam pillows.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name they gave you?
No, I wish I did. My memory's already terrible as is, but like I did remember like the love for that place, and I do have like very vivid like picture memories of that place.
It's really terrifying. And I will say, I was talking to our friend Patrick, who remembered it and thought it was great, and then his mom went, I just remember you not being super keen on it. Like he just kind of was in the car a bit weird after. Like, did you have a good time? Yeah. Which is great when you were really upset as a kid and you don't want your parents to know. Where you're like, it was great. It was amazing.
Everyone was nice to me.
The sleepover was great. I didn't smell at all. I can tell you guys that.
I did puke. I did sleepwalk.
Sleepwalk. Ate a bunch of bad food. It was good.
When you did leave that sleepover, were your parents like, did anything happen you want to talk about? Or was it very like,
or was it come pick me up in the middle of the night because I'm walking?
No. It all felt very normal because it felt like that's just what I did at sleepovers now.
You're just like home hugging your stuffed animal in the backseat of the car. It was great. All
worth
things
it.
considered. Oh my God.
But they had French toast crunch. Like I'm gonna keep going back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's such a
little
good
tiny
cereal.
pieces of toast. Fucking adorable.
Yeah. Do you treat yourself now to like fancy cereals like that?
If I'm in a bad headspace, I will.
It's so true.
Because I know once I'm eating it, it's not going to make me feel good. And I'm not going to have very much self-control over it because I wasn't taught that as a kid. And
So do you have the emergency stash, or it's like, oh, I don't feel good. Now I've got to go to the grocery store and I've got to find a crappy cereal.
Exactly, where I'm like, it's almost like a rebellion where it's like, I'm in a bad mood, so I'm going to have Lucky Charms or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to eat the marshmallows.
Yeah. I'm going to leave the rest for Tim.
He gets the whole grains.
Yeah. But I was one of those annoying kids where like, we get to have Rice Krispies mixed with granola, which isn't good, which isn't like actually we've learned is not that much better for you, but it was thought it was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Parents were like cornflakes and Cheerios. All that was really good for you.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. No, we were like the junk food. We were like, I don't even know if I could name a vegetable we had in our home. I remember asking my mom once at dinner, like, should we have vegetables on our plate? And we were eating lasagna and she's like, there's some peppers in there, I think. Like there was just never.
There's tomato in the sauce, and don't give me this shit that tomato's a fruit.
But I remember like being peak pandemic and I opened my cupboards and it was like Fruit Loops, Captain Crunch. Like I was like, what's happening to me? I'm reverting back. But I love shitty cereal so much.
Yeah.
Me too. When Rory was going on his weird diet, they gave me the rest of their Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But this is where it's like, I can't because I ate the entire thing.
Of course.
In like one sitting and then I barfed.
So there is a theme for you and I love that. And I love that. So I think it was the snacks. I think the root of
I
it.
think so too. Especially the cereal.
Rory, what is this weird diet?
I was about
Can
to
you
say
please
it took
tell
us 39 minutes on the regulars to find out about a
I
shit
know.
weird diet.
Are you still on this diet?
Well, sort of. I'm basically gone gluten-free over the last month.
Okay.
Because
I guess it's not that weird, but
it's not that weird. But
It's
it was.
What brought you to this decision? Are you gluten intolerant?
That's what we're testing, getting blood tests back and forth. So I have an appointment with a specialist next week, basically, to see.
I love how I've demanded medical. Like, you didn't have to tell me. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
The lack of boundaries is more than evident.
No,
What were the doctor's findings? So you're gluten free. Tell us about this. What's going on?
It was like I quit smoking a year ago, and honestly, quitting bread is very, very similar. Like the first week, it's just like, what do I put? I eat bread all the time. How do I not eat bread? It's very similar to quitting smoking. It's crazy.
In my life, that would be harder. 100% harder.
Harder to quit bread.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's in everything too,
It's
right?
in everything.
That means no soft tacos. That means no pizza. That means no pasta. That means
no beer.
Yeah, I've since had gluten-free beer. I've had gluten-free pizza crust and corn tortillas. So all of the things you're talking about, I'm like, you can figure it out. It's not the same, but
I tried to start making cauliflower crust pizzas at one point, and I'm like, well, I stopped because the amount of Parmesan cheese you put in there, I'm like, well, it's just as bad for me.
Yeah.
It's not a gluten thing for me, so this is terrible.
Yeah, and I made one, and it's like, no, I'd rather have the gluten. Thanks.
Yeah.
When it's
totally.
The crust is just such a mush over someone's hand. It's like, it's not bad. You just gotta get past it. Thank you.
You're eating it with a spoon.
Yeah. It's close enough. It scratches the itch. Like when someone says that, you're like, okay, sure. Yeah.
What's in your pizza? I don't know. It's in here. Got some olives.
We're feeling better emotionally. Like, I feel like I'm in a better mood. But, are you feeling better? Are you like, oh wow, this was really affecting me?
Yes and no. You in a lot of ways, but I'm still figuring it out. It's only been like a month and a bit. So,
but you feel good?
I feel so much better now than I did 2 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jan
I knew this would
she's
come.
Feeling very Our friend Jan. She's an incredible, just baker, cook, chef, and
she makes a great. I've seen pictures of her cauliflower pizza. And
it actually is really good. But
it's what inspired me to make my first go at it, and I can't do it the way she does it.
But you cannot confidently make a cauliflower pizza and not have to explain it before someone eats it. You can't just be like, here's pizza. You have to go, and this is the cauliflower one.
Yeah.
In case you wanted to enjoy.
I didn't make it for guests. No.
But the amount of squeezing out of you got to squeeze all of that water out. It's so not worth it to then eat that, you know?
It's true.
And granted, I'm sure that, other people are much better at making cauliflower crust pizzas, but it's just not worth it for me.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Rory? Do you feel attacked?
No, I don't. I have such a pizza problem, I guess, that I was at work about 2 weeks after I went off, and there was pizza in the lunchroom, and it was like running into an ex where I'm just like, I just hope you're happy. I'm just
Do you think about me like I think about you?
Yeah, exactly.
That happened to me one time because I did on our last podcast system thing. I did a keto thing for a month. It's
really
while we
sad.
were watching Double Shot at Love. So the reason why we're doing it is because Vinny, we're like, let's watch this through the eyes of Vinny.
Let's not say Double Shot at Love like anyone else knows what we're talking about.
What's that?
It's terrible. It was a show with Vinny and Pauly D from Jersey Shore looking for love. We were like, let's watch some trash TV and we'll follow up. But one of them is called the Keto Guido. So he was like, I'm a keto king.
The walk you're taking just to say you were on keto is disturbing.
Well, what happened was I had a similar experience where I went and they had pizza at this place that I was at. And I had seen the night before Vinny, they did the same thing. And he grabbed all the cheese and just ate like the toppings and the cheese off the top of the pizza. So I was at a public place where people didn't know me very well.
Don't do this because you were at a public place. So it wasn't.
It wasn't in quotes. It was a very public place. It was in a class that I didn't know anybody else in, and I just started eating the cheese off the top of the pizza. And I was
First
like,
of
well.
all, he was at an acting class that turned out to be a cult because he had to wear a bracelet. We
nope,
can talk
I
about
think it was still great. Lisa doesn't like it. It was a great class. I will definitely go back.
To remind him of the I don't even, what was it?
I'm not giving you ammo.
It was like a saying that they had to say, classic cult stuff. Like, what would Jesus do around? Anyways, he goes, yeah, I picked the cheese and the toppings off the pizza. I was like, that's disgusting. That's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I realized I was at the bottom. For that, yeah, for sure.
I feel like if Rory comes back, he's going to say, I did break and I did have the toppings off of a pizza.
It's the best part of pizza.
It truly is. It didn't even occur to me, but now it's up here. So.
But that's what it just feels like. Those keto diets are just like all the toppings of pizza. That's all you eat. Mm-hmm. You just pack a little pizza topping with you to the movies, and you bring bacon, and you just eat that. And
I would hate sitting beside you at the movies because of the smell. I'd be like, Jesus Christ, I really want bacon now. But
yeah,
it's true. That does lead us into a segment we love to talk about, which is what is your order? So when you go to like fast food, like we always talk about our Subway order, like what would be the sandwich. But we can talk pizza. Like is it just classic cheese? Are we doing like cheese pepperoni? Like what is the pizza order?
Pizza order. I am cheese for sure. Cheese, pepperoni. I love pepperoni. And I like onion and pineapple as well. So like I like the sweet. I like all of the flavors in my pizza.
Together. Onion, pineapple.
Together. Onion, pineapple, pepperoni, spicy sausage. Like give me all of the flavors.
On one
pizza.
This must be torture for you. We're like, tell us about your favorite pizza.
Well, what are you? Okay, let's do it fair. What are you eating now? What's the order now that you're GF, that you're gluten free?
I mean, basically the same shit on top, just with a cauliflower crust on the bottom.
Who has the best cauliflower, or like who has the best gluten-free crust of all the establishments?
I've only had the one so far, which is like our like ghetto pizza place, like Pizza Hotline. Anyone from Winnipeg will know. It's like pizza, but like Winnipeg's version of it, where it's just like
Pizza Hotline.
Pizza Hotline. Yeah. They're known because their phone number is 222-2222.
And it's just like
I fucking love it.
The signs don't even say Pizza Hotline all the time. They just have 2222222.
Bunch of twos. Yeah.
And the guy who owns it is named Jerry Shamfloni. And I guarantee you're gonna love our pizza.
I do, Jerry. I've never had it, and I do. If you're really drunk or something, just be like 2.
Yeah. That's why. Love it. That's why. 4 a.m. you just keep hitting 2 until someone picks up.
That doesn't really track anymore, though. Yeah. Now that there's like DoorDash and stuff like that doesn't really track.
It's true. It's true.
I'll still call 222. Above going on an app, I'd be like, just fucking press 2 a bunch and you'll get a pizza. No problem.
Wow.
Do you guys have TJ's in Winnipeg?
No.
What's TJ's?
We went on like a tour across Canada and like I can't remember. It wasn't Alberta. It was Saskatchewan, maybe. Anyways, it was a franchise called TJ's, and all of us had different like pizza preferences, but all of us loved TJ's. So it's like some people like thin crust, some people like whatever. So it was all these different things. We came together at this TJ's, and everyone's like, "This is good pizza, hands down." That's why I'm asking, because it seemed to be really good. Anyways, I failed because it's not there.
Do you guys have? Well, apparently Blaze Pizza has a great gluten-free. I don't know if that's in Winnipeg.
Well, Shayla's in Edmonton, so it's not.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's not. It's not where they live. So.
No, but I mean, it's Canadian and not American, because there is also I think a Blaze Pizza in America, which is probably different because it's a franchise, I think.
Oh, okay, all right. So what? Like now that you're like in the pandemic, or I guess what's your order? What is the? Is it just classic?
No, I like to go for I like to fuck up my pizzas where it's like I want there to be a sweet element. There has to be a sweet element or I'm not buying,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either you have to put pineapple on it or a barbecue sauce crust or even a little like a dip with a bit of sweetness. I got to go for it. Because just like your regular pepperoni mushroom, I'm not buying it. Not in.
Dana,
It's not worth
do you know
it to me.
Do you know what I had like 2 weeks ago? A pizza that we ordered, and they do is they drizzle honey all over it.
Yes, I
Nice.
love that.
I don't know. I don't know if I can mess with that. Sometimes
It was
just
good,
seems too
except
much.
I was like, when we got it, the cardboard was a little like, I'm like, how oily is this pizza? And then we realized, oh, that's the honey. That's the honey.
Oh,
Was-
wow.
And it was tasty?
It was very tasty, but is it my favorite? No, but it was tasty. Like it's definitely worth trying if you can get it for sure.
Good for a once in a while. I don't think I drizzle honey on every pizza that I have.
No,
but
you gotta try it though. It's a
me,
try thing.
To me, if it's coming to my home and there's some honey drizzled, we have to get a fork and a knife, and there's gonna have to be, maybe like instead of a
No.
paper towel, maybe like a
I'll eat it like
dish
this
towel.
before I eat with the paper.
Right.
With the fork and a knife.
I'm keto, so different. We're trash bags where we just I love a pepperoni green olive, which is disgusting for many, many people. But Jason and I are salt till we die. sort of
Savory,
people.
Yeah.
You are going to be swollen with sodium the next day. I want salt.
Yeah.
No, but I want salt. But I want hard salt, hard sugar. I want barbecue sauce, cheese, feta, chicken, pineapple.
Whoa.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah.
My dog.
What's the
Bacon,
name of that
red bacon.
pizza? What's the name of that? Mouth beef?
That's called a mouth beef.
That's a mouth beef. What is your go-to? What is your go-to order now that you're in quarantine? What is the usual thing at least once or twice a week that you're getting? Unless you're cooking, and then I applaud you.
Yeah. What's your DoorDash?
No,
Yeah,
I think
what's the DoorDash?
the thing is that I'm learning through this podcast that I have very, very bad habits when it comes to junk food. And when I order Uber Eats or whatever, I order it as if I'm never having it ever again. And so I'll get pretty much everything on the menu, eat it for the rest of the week. And then I'm like, oh, it was only 1 week. So I'll do it again this week,
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel
What
I'm
category of food is that though for you? Is it
yeah.
Thai, Chinese, pizza? Where what would be the go-to?
I think it's kind of like a Greek food,
Okay.
gyros and fries and onion rings and chicken and
Various creamy sauces.
Yeah, all the sauces. Or shawarma.
Ooh,
Yeah.
such a good call.
Everybody's
Yeah,
gonna
those are
leave this
good.
podcast and raid their fridge.
Yeah.
I used to live across from this Greek Euro place. They would put it was called Massini's, and they would have this amazing grilled meat, and then they would put French fries in it, and just this garlic dip, and it was just across the street. It was problematic.
Yeah.
I think about it often. My mouth is fully watering.
You can go
But
there.
Yes. No, I can't have it available. That's why I don't eat KFC anymore.
That's
We were
why you
big
moved.
Yeah, I used to eat a lot of KFC. I can't have it delivered. I can't know that that's possible.
Yeah.
I know.
That happened with Popeyes, and then I had to cut that off. We had to break up.
Yeah, that was honestly one of the when I got really sick the first time was after Popeyes, a Popeyes
Really?
DoorDash. Yeah, and I was like, I think I'm dying.
I've never had
no.
Popeyes.
You've never had Popeyes?
It's so
I've
good.
told you that before. This is this is common on I can't say it, but I've never had it.
Yeah, he says Popeyes. I've never had Taco Bell, and he's never had Popeyes, and I feel like one day we just have to order it for each
I
other.
tried to get you Taco Bell on your birthday show, and they kept giving me the Pizza Hut menu, and I was like, I want Taco Bell, but I couldn't get it.
Okay, thank you. Instead, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Popeyes is way better than Taco Bell.
Way
It's-
better.
That chicken sandwich with a pickle, and then the fries with the gravy.
Cajun fries, Cajun gravy. Oh, the biscuits. Oh,
The
my
biscuits.
gosh. The only thing is that their dips suck.
Their dips are so bad. I like
So
the black
fucking
and
bad.
ranch, but
Yeah.
halfway through, I'm like, ugh, regretting. I want to regret it the second it's done, not midway through.
Yeah.
But with Popeyes, I used to get the potatoes with the gravy, and then
Yes.
I would get the French fries and dip. I was
Oh, in the potatoes?
get out of here. It's illegal.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Potato
Look
dip
away.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. A darkened room, no light. I don't want to see.
Their mashed potatoes are so wet for some reason,
Yeah.
but delicious.
They are. They're like a soup.
This sounds like the perfect meal for Mad Hatter. This is what I'm hearing. Dark room.
Do you want
Good for
to
a
eat
food
this
fight.
Popeyes, or do you want to fight with this Popeyes?
I'd certainly love to eat it. Please.
I plan on doing both.
Throw it at my mouth.
I would love an establishment where as an adult you go in, you order whatever you want. They put you in a separate room. Like the Netflix is already working. You don't, because there's nothing sadder for me than when I get my ordered food and I sit down and then like the TV's not, like everything's set. And they're like, no one will bother you this entire meal. And no one will know this happened. Okay? Yeah. I would pay.
I will set up the TV if I'm going to get a pickup order. I will get it played and paused before I leave the house to go pick it up.
So smart.
So smart.
Because there's nothing more upsetting than when it doesn't work and then it's cold and the show and you're like, I can't.
Or you've eaten it all and then the show starts and you're like, what a waste. What a waste of a show.
Well, it's like going to a movie and then all of a sudden you're like, great, the trailer's over. My popcorn's already gone. So crazy.
That's why you get the large. Unless you go with someone. Well, yeah, I know. This is why we're friends. But when you go with someone who's like, I'm not a snacker, and you're like, okay, Carol. And
2 bags of large, please, because this Carol's gonna fucking munch into mine in a second.
Yeah, this is our fucking
$86,
and she's a liar. So.
I feel like I have spent $86 at the movie theaters.
Easily.
Yeah.
Now that you can also get beer, and I'm like, well, I do want a beer, but I also would probably want a pop too. So you're kind of like, just this is just for me.
Yeah. Do you guys pause the movie for an intermission when I have to go to the bathroom?
Would you mind? I hardly get out.
I'm gonna go swear in your bathroom a little bit.
That's fucking hilarious. That's I can't wait to go back to the movies. I'm just gonna be disgusting.
I would go to going to the movies was like a weekly thing for Tim and I because we would do it after all of our commitments. So at like 11 p.m. for the last possible movie. So it just feels like we have a little bit more life left to live, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm not ready to go to bed. I would fall asleep during the movie pretty much 90% of the time, but it's still worth it.
So good.
Yeah.
I love like an action movie. Like give me a Fast and the Furious and I'm going to eat some nachos.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be, it's such a fun experience. I miss it so much.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Like I watched Wonder Woman, like rented it. Not the same. And it was terrible. But
it was expensive to rent.
Yeah, it was like $30.
Yeah.
For what? That movie was trash. I mean,
well, they got to make their money because
but...
they're like, there's no theaters no more. So they're just like, because whatchamacallit's coming out? Oh God, what the hell is it? And they're like, they're going to put it in theaters at the same time. Is it? I don't remember.
Is it the Captain America one or whatever?
Probably. It's in the superhero one anyways. It comes out.
That said the two oldest people on the land.
Is it the one with Scarlett Johansson?
It's Black Widow. Yeah.
Black Widow
movie. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Me
Are
too.
You?
Yeah.
Yes. Give me a Marvel movie. I will devour that.
Give me a Marvel movie, but there's something about Scarlett Johansson that I struggle.
Really?
Yeah.
She's cool, but like her and Jeremy Renner's like friendship in those movies, I was like, what? Just move on.
Yeah,
Give
pretty
me
forced.
something...
I told you I'd bring out Lego at some point. Charlie's going crazy with Avengers, so.
Also, do you remember the part where she admits to Mark Ruffalo that she can't have a baby, and she's like, now who's the monster? And I'm like, not being able to have a baby is the equivalent of being a monster? How dare you?
It's too much. Do you think she ad-libbed that? She was like, this will be good. Yeah, just some man's like, she's the ultimate monster. Woof. Also, Mark Ruffalo, like, I love him, but like as the Hulk, I'm like, okay. He just seems like someone who doesn't want to get mad. Like even when he hulks out, I'm like, okay.
That's what that's the Hulk.
That's kind of the point. Yeah. Really? I like that about him.
He doesn't want to get mad.
I like that he seems always a little bit angry too.
But when he gets angry, I don't believe it. I'm like, Mark, please. Doesn't he seem like a mediator? Like even when he's mad?
So do you think Edward Norton or Eric Bana?
Mark Ruffalo.
I probably would say Eric Bana.
Mark Ruffalo, 100%.
You think?
Yeah.
What about Lou Ferrigno?
never.
Okay,
That's
maybe
before my
Lou
time.
Ferrigno will step in.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I do love the Avengers. I do struggle with Chris Evans. I'm coming around now that I know he's like fully tatted.
Yeah, you saw that picture with the
I didn't
tattoos
see that.
peeking?
We fully
have it.
explored this
We'll
last
show it to you.
episode,
Oh,
and
did you? Nice.
she's in love with it.
We are a bit of a horny pod.
Whoa!
He has.
He has more tats now.
He has more now, but we were able to find. He's jumping into a pool here. He wasn't
looks
like, "Hey,
like-
bro, take a picture." He was a big
It
jump.
sure looks like he's like, take a picture. Hurry! I'm holding it.
Yeah.
He looks.
Yeah, that's flexing, right? That's sucking in.
Yeah.
That's not
It
walking
has to
around.
be.
Wait.
This is your cousin straight from like the Army Reserves, and he's in your backyard, and everyone's weirded out.
He looks like Eastern Promises tattoos, where it's just
Yeah,
like a
it's
bunch of
true.
singles everywhere.
Yeah, it's a bunch of disjointed little guys.
And we think that he has like a bear claw one now.
Like the
but-
donut.
He has. Oh yeah, the bear claw. That would be me right here, just like on my one boob, just a bear claw. Yeah. So this is our boy here. This is Captain America. But at first, those movies. Do you like those movies?
Yeah.
I love Chris Evans. I
Yeah.
think that he's
Okay.
I despite like feeling like I would rather, a maybe a little edgier type. I just really like that he's just a very solid, because he dated Jenny Slate, and I like
love
that too.
Yeah.
You
Me
know?
In interviews, he seems like he
too.
might be a good time and a fun guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I like about the Captain America movies is that it's not normally just Captain America. It's like, let's get everybody in here. That's why I like the movies.
My main problem, which I bring up too many times, is my issue with Bucky, because all those movies is just trust my friend Bucky. He's not going to fuck up. And then Bucky always fucks up. We cannot trust Bucky at all costs. And the whole movie is just Chris Evans going like, I swear Bucky's going to be cool this time. And he's never fucking cool. He's never
Who wants
cool.
popcorn? Dude, I wrecked your microwave. Your microwave's done, but like, who wants
Puts
popcorn?
watermelon in it.
Yeah, I put some fucking watermelon. It was the rind, dude. Who could have known? Like, fuck Bucky.
Oh, his big
Want it
metal
hot.
hands crushes it. Oh.
You
Why?
guys want to eat this nice dinner I prepared for you, or do you want to fight with it?
He definitely is the kid swearing in the bathroom.
He is. But he's also the guy dialing 22222 until a pizza arrives. And we can hold that. But just freeze fucking Bucky. He's not going to be pissed. Freeze him.
True.
I'm not down with Bucky's story either. Although there's
Thank
that. Did
you.
you guys see that
I did.
new show?
I watched it last night.
So
Bucky's
is it-
story's real sad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, classic Bucky. This is why we lend him money, because his origin story is sad. But you're never getting that money back.
I know, but then you got your other friends being like, "You're never gonna see that money, but it's Bucky. You know what he's going through, man." Like, I don't want to. It's not my story to tell, but like,
He's been frozen solid 3 times.
yeah, let's freeze him again. No. That's just putting it. That's putting it on somebody else in the future. We should handle it now.
Bucky's always apologizing at the end of every movie, like, I'm sorry, I couldn't control it. It's like, Jesus Christ. I could be wrong. So I'm gonna watch this sad Bucky show, and I'll message you both about how I feel about it. What's so sad about him? Tell us, is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first episode. He's dealing with the reality that he's killed people in the past. that
It's
out of his
classic
control.
Bucky. I'm
That's
so
classic.
sad about what I did. It's classic Bucky.
Yeah.
And is Captain America in it? Is he like, don't worry, dude? Like,
No.
No,
of course.
Falcons.
not
in it.
at all. Honestly,
Yeah,
it was
the more responsible friend. It's the odd couple, basically, right? Like that's what
Yeah.
we're doing. They just
Right,
live
right.
together.
They're not even in scenes together in the first episode.
Really?
God.
Yeah.
So this is the question. So now, like, that WandaVision is done. Is this what they're doing now? Like, they're doing more like shows?
For
that are
this
kinda-
year, I think they are.
That's cool.
Disney bought it. They're going to put out as much. They're going to saturate the hell out of the market and make a bunch of stuff.
Did you like WandaVision?
I didn't see it.
I really
No?
liked it after the first 3 episodes. It was a slog at the beginning.
It's super slow.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try it.
Yeah, I mean, buckle up because it takes till episode 4 to be
What
even
else am I doing?
watchable.
And then even then you're like, huh? And then even the last episode, I was like, I'm dumb, because I was just like, wait, what's happening? Like, I still was like, holy, like, I
don't-
still-
I mean,
I prefer those characters than Bucky and Falcon. Like
Agreed.
I'm more invested in their storyline.
It's
This
good.
is like if Seinfeld did a spinoff and it was like the soup Nazi and like someone else. Like that's this show.
First of all, I'd like to know more about him.
That's true. But so you're gonna find out that he's really sad. He's got a story behind him, and that's why he's so mean to the customers.
Like he's trying to run a business, and George and Elaine, they're butting line. Like they really were annoying, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
every episode. That's them going through life and ruining everybody else's life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Although I remember when I lived in LA, he was doing like a signing or like a meetup at a grocery store.
The soup Nazi guy?
Yeah. For his
Weird.
soup. And I was like, I can't live here. This is
Did
strange.
he
This can't be
really
possible
make
to me.
soup?
I think he came out with a line of soups.
Oh boy. Okay.
It probably wasn't even his idea. Someone was like,
Yeah.
you know what I could do,
Yeah.
and they just like picked him up. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, put my name on that. Give me some money.
Put my
hell
face on
yeah.
your soup for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to Google it. I'm writing Nazi on it, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyways, very sad. But as we're coming to the end of our pod, which is just zoomed by, literally I
know.
could talk with you all day. Let us know what's going on. So you are in the Winnipeg Fringe Festival. Is that what it is?
The Winnipeg Fringe is doing a series of live stream shows, and we have a second one this Saturday night at 7:30 Central Time on YouTube. You can see it on our YouTube page, Hunks Comedy, and the Winnipeg Fringe Facebook,
great.
I believe, as well.
That's super great.
So it's
Oh no, go ahead.
No, yeah, it's basically like a live stream show where we do some pre-planned bits that we've written to try and
I wrote a song about my dog.
Oh,
This
Yeah.
is gonna be good.
yeah.
Okay, she's a precious queen that
she
needs to
is.
be celebrated at all costs.
Yeah.
Is this song on Mouse Beef as well?
No, I just wrote this for this show.
That's going to be a really fun show. Like, I think that's great that everyone's like kind of embracing it and going digital. It's like, and then now everyone can kind of fall in love with troops and people they wouldn't know from their town.
Totally.
I think this is so great. Everyone
yeah,
can
and
look
then-
at the show.
And then you also, when you're doing the show, you have so much more time. You don't have the big lead up to it and the big fallout afterwards. You're just like in and out. It literally takes an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get to go home. And then, except all the artists, we close our laptops and go, what do I do with this energy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just turn everything off, and then there's just a ring light and silence, and you're like,
Yeah.
There is
Pound some
nothing.
gluten-free beers. That's what you do.
There is nothing sadder than turning off the ring light after a show where
Yeah.
you're like, I'm a loser.
And scene.
Yeah. Jason and I on our we're doing a show tonight for our Patreon. We're doing a comedy show, and so everyone who's coming tonight, please look forward, knowing when you leave, that's what Jason and I are doing after the show.
Think
After
about
we say
that the
goodbye.
entire time we're trying to make jokes.
Think about me turning off my ring light and then letting my dogs go for a piss outside while I go, what is happening? And so where else can people find you and fall in love with you and celebrate all of the Hunks comedy?
You can find us all social media at Hunks Comedy, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of those places.
All of the
at
links are below
Hunks
too.
Comedy. And Bandcamp is where you can buy our album. It comes out on Thursday next week, April 1st.
You can pre-order now, so it's like
Yes.
a gift
Yep.
to you. You don't even have to think about it. A set it and forget it scenario.
Exactly.
I have to say the artwork is so good. And
Oh, thanks.
Your Instagram was killing me with poo poo pee pee. I died laughing yesterday. What was it? It was like you might, I don't know who needs to hear this. And I was like, what's this? And then the poo poo pee pee, and I laughed. And I was like, these are my people. These are my people. It's incredible.
But it's fun because the album, I just want to let you know that it's a live album, but it was recorded before the pandemic, back when there could be a bunch of people in a room. So it's just got like that nice energy to it,
That's
you know?
so great.
Yeah. Sounds like a sweaty basement full of teen boys.
Yes, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Do you have any is there any like loud, unique laughers that people can listen out for?
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
What's his name?
I can't
We know him.
remember. Yeah.
Name him. Name him.
I honestly
we know
don't
him,
remember.
but I can picture his face laughing just like a little bit too hard at at when we call ourselves ugly or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, okay.
It's not
Relax.
that
Truth and comedy. Whoa!
Yeah.
It's Bucky. Bucky.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
has to get frozen again at the end of that show.
I'm sorry. I'm just so sad.
You can trust me, I swear. It's like, please get out. That's why I get like I would get nervous when friends were doing recordings because I cackle like an old witch who's like running out of a building. Like I'm like, like I can't hear it back. It seems like it's more about me than them.
I love it. It just like really brought me back to the room where I was like, oh, that guy, love that guy. That's a little bit too hard, but still, you know.
That's nice. I can't wait to listen to it because it's like, yeah, I miss sketch comedy. I miss like those feelings when you're in that small space and it's just like the weirdest night. Like everything's working. Like it's such a celebration. I miss that so much.
Yeah.
Jason's going to start crying beside his child's picture. I should have played some sad music, but did you just really want to show us that toy, Jay? Do you want to talk about it before we say goodbye? Okay.
Sure.
Okay, cool. I love that we've left it on
I thought
a weird
that you would
note.
go to that. Never mind.
Oh, the song. Yeah, I
Normally
forgot
it
that
goes if
we'd
it's
had
like-
the soundboard. Yeah. Here, we can give you a moment if you like something.
Yeah. I know you haven't been with us for very long.
Jesus
but,
Christ.
we used to, before this world of pandemic, which you don't even know about because you have only existed in this world, is
Oh God.
okay. Forget it.
I think it's interesting that with guests you asked for a monologue. I just think it's just strange.
Ask for it. You said you. Why didn't you put it to single screen? Why didn't you put it in this spotlight?
Because I wanted you to see what you've asked for.
I wasn't seeing it. I was looking at this guy's face.
Well, that's
I'll
sweet.
see it after.
Well, we're so like you guys have to all come back. Please come back whenever
happy.
you want.
Any day.
Yeah.
You're so fun. I can't believe we were like we were gonna play like Ding That's My Stuff, but we had to talk about religion, and I think we all learned something today. I'm snorting out of my nose.
I think we're in Lent right now. I think.
Are we?
I think
Yes.
We are.
Right? It makes sense. It's
What do we know? No.
I think.
What's religion?
It's around that time. It's spring, so I'm like, yeah, because Easter's not far away. It can't be.
Yeah, it's next week.
Oh well, then yeah, we're in Lent. I think.
Yeah.
There's always that one friend who's like, you know what, I'm giving up for Lent. It's like, I can't. Okay, we're not even that close. Jan says yes. We're in Lent until next Saturday.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
We did it.
happy Lent. I will be giving up nothing. It's too much.
I gave up gluten. Does that count?
That does count.
Yes. Lent.
And it's like, I feel like, is there any like positive, like,
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
positive is like the bloating after a week and a half is like out the window. And
you don't bloat anymore?
well, not in the same way. Like I have a jawline after 2 weeks. It's nice. It's just that holding of the gluten. That's
So this is what I have to do. Okay.
This is what we both have to do.
what
so
we
I've
all
always
have to do.
wanted a jawline.
I know. Who is she? What is a good gluten-free beer that you like?
New Grist is the best one, I would say. New Grist. Yeah, New Grist. It's the best one.
Are you like a heavy IPA drinker or like a lager sort of drinker?
I was all over the place with my beer.
Okay.
I loved different beers. So I would like dark beers or light beers, but New Grist tastes the most like just beer flavored beer. And
Sweet.
the other ones taste bad. So
You heard it here. Okay.
I hope
well,
you can get this outside of Winnipeg because now we're all going to be like,
I know.
yeah, I know, right?
It also shows what we care about. We're like, they're amazing comedians. Before you go, what beer are you drinking for your jawline?
also want to point out that Passover also starts this weekend.
Okay. Wow. This is a lot. Okay. Something to think about, all of us.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
Yeah. This podcast was blessed in many ways. So, but everyone follow Hunks. Go see your show tonight or Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday.
And all the links are down below, and pre-order the album. Thank you both so much for coming on. Please come on again.
Thank you.
I'd love to. Thank
Yes, the best. And everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.